Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mondays with Mindy. Hi, Mindy. How are you?
I'm good, Christian, as always. Better for being with you.
Same here.
Today, we're going to have a conversation with stand up comedian, actress, and host Michelle Buteau. Michelle started performing comedy a few days after September 11th, 2001. And only after 5 years, she landed her first television spot on Comedy Central. She's
Wow.
built her career and act on unapologetically being herself. I can attest to that, having seen her live in New York just last month. In 2017, she was listed as one of 10 comedians to watch by Esquire magazine. And the following year, her podcast, Late Night Whatever, was labeled one of the best by Time magazine.
Wow.
She also co-hosts another successful podcast, Adulting, with Jordan Carlos. Michelle has also appeared in numerous movies and television shows. First Wives Club, season 2 is out right now, and Tales of the City. Last year, she started hosting the reality show The Circle on Netflix, which is going into its third season.
Right.
In 2020, she became a published author with her collection of essays entitled Survival of the Thickest. Her Netflix comedy special, Welcome to Buteau, won a Critics' Choice Award for Best Comedy Special. Michelle lives on the East Coast with her husband and twins Hazel and Otis, who were born in 2019 via surrogacy. I mention that because it's so much a part of her act. So anyway, Really looking forward.
Yeah, talk about a rising star. Ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to welcome to the show Michelle Buteau. Hello, Michelle.
Yippee.
Hey
there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I was just
Very
bragging
good.
about how hilarious you were live when I got to see you a couple months ago. It was fabulous.
Well, it was such a weird moment because, wow, we all have our masks off. We're around rich people. It feels like, thank you so much for putting your money into all these like little private situations so we can get vaccinated. But then also just to do stand-up in a dress and heels. I was like, what in the 2019 is going on?
Right. Exactly. Like, woo. We start each episode. Christian and I came up with 20 questions. I pull 5. We just start gabbing. That's really the like beginning, middle, and end of it.
Here
A
for
quick
it.
way to get to know
I'm
you.
so glad. Yeah. Or not.
Yeah.
Let's go deep, shall we? Good morning. Michelle, when is the last time you cried?
This morning. I cry every day. I don't know when it's going to come. And I think we have to allow ourselves those feelings more often, especially in this past year, because I liken quarantine and COVID to doing IVF for 5 years. Like, I look the same, but I am not the same. And I am burnt out and I'm at my wit's end. And I'm like, when is it going to end? So I cry every day. And it could just be like my husband bought dryer sheets the other day and I didn't have to ask him. But I was like Sally Fields accepting her award. I'm like, well, you.
Well, I was just going to say, do you cry more out of sadness or happiness? Are you, because I'm a crier, but yeah. I find myself crying more out of joy or just being moved.
I think it's the same.
Yeah.
I think it's such a gray area. You know, the first time I ate in a diner a couple of weeks ago, I cried. You know, it was a diner, but I was also like, I get to do this again. You know what I mean? It's all the same.
Yes.
To me.
Believe me, I mean, that week I was moving into a new apartment in New York City. So I was hysterical for 5 days, all out of joy, you know, and just out of surrealness. So I totally understand that. Did where you grew up and who you grew up with develop your creative aesthetic?
Gosh, I want to say no, but who knows? I think it's more like what not to wear. I grew up in like central Jersey and then like sort of north and south, but mostly central, which is really like the Midwest, but with more aggressive people. And so, yeah, I don't need to go to Costco to find pants to fit over, you know, my guns, my fupa, because I want to have this hoagie with 7 different meats. No offense. Shout out to Hamilton Square. Whoop, whoop. But yeah, I just Plus, you know, I was plus size before that was even a thing. And so I used to like take my dad's shirts and like figure out how to make them fit over my thick bosom, my titties. And so, yeah.
Who are you talking to? Yes.
Christian, obviously.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. Yes. Mhm.
This is fun. This is like therapy.
Please, all about it. What do you do when you get stuck creatively, or do you? Because I mean, you are so prolific and you are doing so many things. Oh my God, you have 10 jobs. But do you get stuck?
Your intro, I was like, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive.
You know what? I never feel like it's me being stuck. I feel like it just needs a moment to breathe, because, you know, if you look at it that way, then you'll always come back to it. And sometimes things don't work. You know, sometimes it's a short story. It's not a feature, honey. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
No, and I think you know, as a New York City comedian, I'm open to doing other things. And I feel like a lot of comedians get stuck in, I tell jokes, I do stand up, this is what I do. And that's why they were probably like so salty when Hannah Gatsby like really just took over the world, because she was able to share feelings through storytelling and stand up, and also be prolific and make people think and educate. And so I feel like when we get caught up in our 5-mile radius of thinking, then, like, you know, if you don't think big, you won't do big things. So, you know, think outside the box. And so that's why I love to, you know, I would say I love to audition, but now it's just like, I love to act, you know, and host and just meet a bunch of silly, goofy dummies all over the world. It's very fun.
Work is work, and it's also experiences. You got to decide what you don't like. Well, you have to do it first. Right?
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about blowjobs. It's like,
I
do it. I'm a good person.
You are. You're the best person. What's your guilty pleasure?
Rosé all day. Just rosé. Rosé on ice. Rosé chilled rosé. A sparkling rosé. I can't get enough. And now that I'm seeing myself on camera a lot, I'm like, that's a rosé chin. When people on set ask me if I'm vegan, I'm like, does this feel like it's like, no offense, like, I love vegan options, but this is butter. No, it's rosé and butter. So sorry. Guilty pleasure. Just answer the question, Buteau.
No, I'm still okay with the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I love it. Bring it. If you could have dinner with anybody, who would you have dinner with, and why? What would you want to gab about?
Probably my husband.
Oh,
we have no time. It'd be really nice just to sit down and have a hot meal and have somebody else wash the dish. Like, I miss him the most, and I see him every day. But, you know, I miss him the most because we're really
I know
busy.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
Are you about to reschedule and put in your life post-COVID date nights again? Did you guys ever have to do that?
We did do date nights, and it's sort of, we just naturally did date nights, because if I was doing a show or did an event, like, I would have brought him to the event that I met you at, you know what I mean? Especially with an open bar and like rich white people, it feels like we succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Succeeded, exactly. Success is when you learn how to conjugate. And
by the way, I'd like to preface that I was a guest of Issac Rocksies and was not one of the rich white people. Just I don't know why I'm feeling a little sore. I'm sore and sensitive. If you spot it, you got it, maybe. But it is just resonating with me that I need to clarify why I was there.
Well, you could have fooled me, honey.
Oh, why? Thank you. I love posing and perpetrating the fraud of a rich white person.
Yes, and the show Pose. Thanks, everyone. It was so nice to meet you.
So tell me, I know you have been on the First Wives Club PR train, you know, promoting season 2. But I also know that when we gabbed, you had just come off filming a feature that you were going into season 3 of The Circle. Have you finished that yet? Season 3 of The Circle?
I'm not allowed to say.
Oh,
but I'm not allowed to say.
Excuse me. Of course, I'm so sorry. NDA forthcoming. So it's been a little, what I'm sensing is that it has been a little relentless in the best way possible. Like, are you pinching yourself, Or are you at this point going, I may need to say no occasionally?
I think it's both, because it's, to pass a job that's been offered to you is, it goes against everything I have ever been taught,
I know.
So, and I'm realizing that my tank is draining, and I want to be present not only for these littles but for myself. I want to start a sentence and remember what the I'm saying. I'm not ready to be the Notebook. Like, nobody, we got so much more time. I'm still trying to get to my goal weight. I'm 44.
Please.
I know, it's so stupid. It really just
it isn't stupid. 55 and I'm still optimistic. So please,
yes,
please, best is yet to come. That's my thing.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and I want to be. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to feel like, oh, I got to get it done. Like, whoever wakes up Christmas morning and you're like, oh God, look at all these presents I have to get to. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
right. No, I have to say it is an acquired skill to say no. I'm now pretty skilled at it, but it does feel counterintuitive to turn down work or opportunity or whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, I don't know about you, but for me, I don't want to. Someone said this to us a while ago about going in. Oh, it was Patton Oswalt said, I don't want to go in, make my fortune and get out. I'm a lifer. I want to be doing this for my life.
Yeah.
Same. And so I don't, number one, want to burn out. And I also want longevity. So I've become pickier.
Yes.
Now you've been associated though with quality stuff and obviously stuff of your own making. So I don't think this is applicable to you, my darling, as of yet. Although I don't know what you've been offered, but it'll be interesting for you to develop that skill, because I have a feeling you're going to have to.
I'm going to have to, because it's they're twins. It's two of them. Twins means it's two. So
yeah,
we're going to, I just found that out. We're going to have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And are they going to go back into school, like live school?
Yeah, we've already put them back into daycare. It was really sort of hard to find a daycare that had a placement for twins, because the classes are smaller because of COVID. Yes. And then there are two. So I was trying to find a place that did not require them to wear a mask, because that's a big ask for 2-year-olds who can't even, they don't even have the words to express how they feel or what they need, let alone have this thing over there. And that's just, everyone has their own opinion and whatever
that's
you feel
right.
safe with. But yeah, we found a place. It's a great place. It is so far. I mean, it's podcast far. Like, I can listen to, just the whole seasons of My Favorite Murder, just back and forth and back. Oh my goodness. Wow. So yeah, but it's worth it, because they come out smiling. They're saying words. They,
and being social.
Yes.
Which is huge.
People who are nice to them, not just like a tired mom who's just like, what do you want?
Yes, I guess. I think you're harder on yourself than you probably need to be. But anyway, that was just me being a supportive.
A supportive friend. Oh my God, you're like a bra. Just like, lift me up, girl. Lift me up.
Of course. So what's the situation with you and stand-up? What is your relationship to it right now, where you are today? Do you have dates? Are you formulating some new act? Like, is it happening?
That's such a good question. Now, if you would have asked me this like this time last year, I just started missing stand-up in July of last year, and we went down. The lockdown happened March 13th, 2020. And around my birthday, around July, I was like, I'm gonna do a stand-up show. And so I just did a June residency at this place called the Bell House in Brooklyn. It's called Bitch Got a Babysitter. And it was just a bunch of premises that I've just sort of jotted down over the year. And wow, if that feel good. That felt good. It was 5 Tuesdays, 2 shows, 10 shows total. I'm really good at math. And so I miss stand-up. I miss what the world was. Yes. Now that we're taking out the trash and we have a new administration and people are understanding that, we are responsible for our happiness and our safety. It's an interesting time. And so, yeah, I'm getting back to it. Plus, like, Netflix has been so good to me, especially as a female stand-up comedian, especially one of color. And just looking
Well,
at the
I was gonna ask you, Michelle. I mean,
yes.
what did it feel like having Buteau? I mean, it took off. I mean, it number one, right? The special, right? Did
It
it
won
just
an award. Like, I was what? Like,
no, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I wanted to know in the vortex of staying at home, right?
yeah.
I mean, how did it feel to know that so many millions of people were watching your act and getting not only entertained, but I mean, it was a salve. It was a, oh my gosh.
It was weird. Again, what a weird place, because even like logging into the Critics' Choice Award for the live show, I'm still within my four walls.
Right.
And so it's not like I'm out getting recognized or doing shows or anything. So it felt fine, you know.
Well, I guess I didn't ask the question correctly. What I meant is, could you feel it? Did it get in? Because
No.
you didn't really experience any of
Right.
the benefits of it, did you?
Right. And I actually felt bad putting it out there and then also promoting it, because there was the whole Black Lives Matter movement where the world was literally burning. I mean, there was protests day and night and people were yelling and Trump was gaslighting. And it just felt like there were way more important causes besides this like hour of comedy. But, you know, a lot of my friends who are amazing had my back, and they reminded me, you know, joy is an act of resistance. And so, you know, as a comedian or any artist that had to really go up against the virus and an election year, it was really hard to get a spot on a late night show to promote, because we need to know what Fauci's talking about, you know? And so,
well, having said that, though, everyone also needs to kind of, you know, not laugh. And I don't mean a titter. You know, you need that, you know, what Norman Lear calls like the fall forward laugh, you know? And it's so necessary and required just as much as the news, in my humble opinion.
I 100% agree. And I used to edit for the news. So I 100% agree. And I did not know, I never even heard their term joy watch, you know, like when people would tell me they had it on and just would keep playing it. I'm like, that's what I used to do with stuff that I loved when I was little. So that was such a compliment. But my special dropped the first night of presidential debates. So I was like,
did it really? I did not know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, well, they'll watch it one day. But it was a palate cleanser.
Michelle, they did. I mean, they, meaning collective, every single person I know was talking your name.
Come on.
Yes. Oh my gosh, 100%. It's kind of amazing and brilliant and wonderful. And I have to say, like, I have felt bad for people who have experienced success on a certain level and not been able to feel it this last year and a half. You know, I mean, listen, all props to these quality shows, you know, but Bridgerton and, you know, I just felt like, I wonder if they even really understand how known they are. And I don't think they do.
I think the answer is no.
Yeah. But are you reaping the benefits now? I mean, more casting people, more producers, more network executives not only know who you are, right? I'm assuming, but I'm assuming you're getting some opportunities now.
Yeah, it feels that way. It feels that way. It also feels just a bit easier to pitch, because I've always had a lot of ideas and I've always sort of just like asked places, what do you need? I'll fit into that box. And now I'm just like, oh no, I really have to, you know, lean into my voice and what I want to do. And that's what's going to make it really pop. You know, that's been a really nice, it's sort of like, you know, when you're an adult, you keep entering new phases of adulthood or womanhood you didn't know that you were going to. And so the way people talk about success in the industry, it's just like, you're over a mountain, but it's not that. It's like also, you know, realizing your worth and then like not giving a fuck and then also like,
Yep.
it's just
Yes.
interesting. It's been
Yes,
an interesting place.
My experience has been it's the Andes. So I get up that mountain and guess what? There's a whole range in front of me. So it's like, oh, okay. There's not just one more mountain. Good golly. This is amazing.
I love it. And
Which,
I also,
by the
mine
way,
also like Andy's mints. I don't know why. They're just so good. After dinner mints, no one does that anymore. It's so good.
Yeah. My favorite thing is to put them in the fridge. Thanks. Keep them
Yes.
cold and snappy.
Chop them up and put them on vanilla ice cream.
Mm.
Oh, that's
Tempting.
excellent.
Thank you.
Yes, that is excellent. Do you cook?
Yeah.
Are you do you?
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to make? What is everyone just like the house smells of Michelle's?
Oh, I mean,
That sounded
I
really
like to
weird,
do
but
it- yeah, it's whatever
Sorry.
I'm in the mood for. That's okay. I mean, we love crab legs. What? The thing that makes my husband the happiest for sure will be oxtail when I'm stewing. Anything
wow.
stewing for 3 or 4 hours
Oh
puts him
yes.
in a happy mood. But yeah,
Yes. I have to say a crock pot has turned into my best friend. I'm sort of
Yes.
I now understand. It's taken me decades. I now understand the wonders of a crock pot.
yes,
It's all about it.
you
yeah,
know,
I get
and a crock pot is sort of like a dating website. You know, just let someone else do the work for you.
Oh my gosh, pearls. Pearls you're giving me, this old girl. Yes, thank you. I'm so here for it. Thank you. Do you with all that you have going on and how busy your household is, do you sequester yourself and write? Do you write in the car? When do you come up with stuff and go, oh, I need to sort of organize this thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, whenever I can, in the car,
Oh.
in line somewhere on my phone. Sometimes I'll go into an office. Yeah, when I'm walking the dogs, wherever the mood strikes me. Sometimes it's just a word, or I'll just leave myself a message, and then like I have to download at the end of the month and just like put it all together and see what she means. Yeah,
Nice.
it's weird. One of those things. Have you ever just like woken up one day, you look at your closet, you're just like, I love gray shirts. Like it's all the same color. You didn't realize. I woke up one day, I'm like, terracotta is where it's at. Like everything. I guess I have a type. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that. So what's on your schedule so far for the end of the year? I mean, are you booked solid?
Kind of almost. You know, there's rumblings of season 3 for First Wives, which is great.
Amazing.
There's rumblings of more Circle.
Great.
You know, I'm working on my new hour. It's amazing.
And that is going to be, I'm assuming Netflix has already requested
no
it's theirs.
Netflix, come check your bitch.
Oh, okay.
Netflix,
They don't know.
They don't know, but they should know. Netflix, I love you so much. Come check your girl. I mean, like,
They will. I don't doubt it for a second. What did you and your husband binge on, or did you? Were you TV and movie watchers? What did you do?
I mean,
so far as that,
we are a Netflix household, so a lot of the stuff, you know,
you saw everything.
I love that Netflix tells us what to watch, and it's usually good. You know, but and you know, at one point we were watching a lot of Naked and Afraid and Alone. But then I was like, this is what it's like having kids, but we cannot be alone. You know what I mean? This is too much.
Yes.
But what I did was I went off and I watched a lot of female-led sitcoms. Insecure, I May Destroy You, Better Things, Working Moms, because the time is now. I definitely want to support. I want to get those numbers in. High Fidelity, Difficult People, like all these, and I want to see. I want to see something different. I don't want to see this cis couple arguing. That's my life already. I want to see something else. So it's been fascinating.
So what or who is inspiring to you right now?
Man, I definitely want to say people who are getting vaccinated.
Thank you for
I
that.
like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even people who don't even understand what is in a vaccine and or whatever underlying issues they might have, but they're just
Right.
doing it for the greater good and they can see that. Those are the people that are my heroes, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I love that. Beautifully said. And who is your aspirational dream person or people to work with?
Anyone who's COVID free and hasn't Me Too someone.
That's very good. And
I'm
also
laughing,
good.
but oh my God, I need the t-shirt. I just need the t-shirt. Oh my gosh,
It's
that is truly
simple.
everything.
It's that simple.
Wow. It's like, I am that basic. Here's what it takes.
Pretty
That is
much.
That is
Can
so
you-
fantastic in the best
Yeah.
way possible.
Thank you. Don't be a
Amazing.
monster. I can't
No,
wait to meet
thank you. That is amazing. Oh my God, Michelle Buteau, you are just divine. You're truly
Oh.
divine. And thank you so much for doing an episode of Mondays with Mindy.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I mean,
Thank you.
to meet someone and then get to talk to someone that I've been a fan of before I even got my period is pretty special.
Well, that just
didn't even
makes
know you
me
knew
and
who I
my
was.
ovaries sing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on this rising star. We are so grateful to have her, Michelle Buteau.
She has risen.
This episode of Mondays with Mindy is brought to you in part by our sponsors, When by Chaz Dean and The Cocktail Party, Love Mary. Straight, wavy, or curly, When hair and body care is everyone's type. Today, When encompasses a full array of cruelty-free hair and skincare products perfect for you. Visit chazdean.com or mondayswithmindy.com and start redefining your routine today. Tired of cooking? Love fancy hors d'oeuvres but don't have any idea how to prepare? Look no further. The Cocktail Party, Love Mary, is here. For 15 years, New York's caterer to the stars and our pal Mary Giuliani has served her deliciously whimsical hors d'oeuvres to the best names in art, fashion, and entertainment. Now she's put them all in an adorable little box to send from her heart to your home. As Mary says, all you have to do is turn on your oven, pour yourself a drink, and enjoy more time with your guests. She'll take care of the rest. Go to marygiuliani.com or mondayswithmindy.com for more information and to order yours today.